Hey guys, this is Cam for 15 back at it with another video for you guys, and I'm back with another season 3 episode review of Teasing Master Takagi-san. And I thought I said last week was my best favorite episode, I believe, but this was my favorite episode. We got some progress with our relationship here, especially that last scene where Takagi saved Nishikata, well, hugged him, and our boy's starting to simp. Okay, let's get into it. But anyways, if you guys like the video, leave a like. So let's get to it. Anyways, the episode starts off with some weird alternate, I guess, setting. I'm guessing it's supposed to be some sort of copy of Nishikata and Takagi. Just seemingly enough, the roles somewhat seem reversed, where Nishikata's more, I guess this dude is the more of the calm, cool, collected character, while the other girl is the one that's kind of frantic and everything. But essentially the whole thing from that one scene we see at the start was the fact that, oh, this kid doesn't like to eat green bell peppers, but he eats it because he's in love with the girl he's sitting next to. I don't know if that's supposed to be some sort of representation close to Takagi and Nishikata, but okay, that was odd. I have no idea what that was about, but okay, it was foreshadowing the first thing. So the first type of I guess, theme of the episode covers is the fact that well, we find out that Nishikata is not really a fan of green bell peppers, and him and Takagi have a competition of saying, okay, Takagi is like, all right, how about this? You guess what I particularly don't like. And essentially freaking Nishikata's just thinking. He's like, what is it? What could be this whole thing? Because because he'll find out, and then it would go on and be interesting and stuff like that. But that was cute and everything. Essentially what happens is he guesses wrong, obviously, and essentially Tagagi's like, yeah, the thing I dislike most is energy drinks and stuff like that. And Nishikata's like, whoa, wait, energy drinks? You can't eat energy drinks. And that's when Takagi is like, but you said no food in particular. You said just anything in general that I dislike, and I don't like energy drinks. So if Takagi was a real person, she would not be liking that Monster or Red Bull and stuff like that. So yeah. And then she ends up, before she leaves to go talk to her friend, she's like, you know what, Nishikata, maybe one day I'll cook for you and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, my girl wants to cook for my boy? Yes. And obviously Nishikata's like, yeah, like that's ever gonna happen and stuff like that. And she looks at him, she's like, who knows? Maybe it could, maybe it won't, and stuff like that. He gets flustered by it and everything, because he's like, she'll cook for me. Okay, listen, any guy wants their girl to cook for them at some point and stuff like that. That's a tradition. Anyways, speaking of this food topic, we covered the three girls, Sanae and her grouping. I keep forgetting their names, but the whole thing was the fact that they're just picky eaters. The girl with the glasses is a picky eater. She doesn't like carrots. Look, I don't like carrots either. I'm a very picky eater. You won't catch me eating a lot of different types of food. Like, for example, I don't eat chicken. I know, I'm a black guy saying I don't like chicken. Shocking, huh? But I'm a very picky dude when it comes to my food, and it's funny because they make one of the girls make the mention, like, I'm picky eater, but then you have the one black haired girl just freaking eat the carrot and just eats it. Then it kind of cuts into the next part of the episode, and essentially these three girls are essentially doing, well, or setting up a play and saying, here, we can do a school play here for this. And essentially it's a somewhat kind of a take with a little bit of food mixed in it, but essentially kind of a take of The Princess and the Frog with a little bit of Romeo and Juliet in it. There's a whole aspect of this frog likes this princess and they want to get married or have, get together and stuff like that. And, it's simple and stuff. So essentially what happens is they're like, well, we need to decide who the princess and the prince is going to be. The princess, let's make Takagi the princess. She's definitely princess material. She has the look and feel of a princess. And I'm like, oh, brother, here, I'm like, we're going here, aren't we? The typical show route where main girl and main guy end up getting most important roles in a play, and it only brings them closer together, potentially. Well, anyway, well, we'll get to that. But everybody's like, yeah, I'm cool with Takagi freaking being the princess, and obviously the girls can't decide on what type of dude should be the prince, so they're like, okay, we're holding auditions. So I found it hilarious how not even one guy comes up, they only say one word, and they're like, next, but next, well, next. And I'm like, you're not even giving these boys a fair shot. And they're just like, they don't give the aura of the princess. It feels like they're just going through the motions and everything. And all of a sudden, our boy Nishikata comes up now. The girl's wearing the glasses. I think she's already on to the fact that Nishikata and Takagi have some sort of thing going on. I definitely wouldn't be shocked if she knows that Takagi has feelings for him or he has feelings for her and stuff like that. So clearly she's the one, and it's like, yes, this is working. Our boy, Nishikata, he's kind of acting. They're like, oh my goodness, he's acting like what he should be acting. And essentially you get this freaking scene to where he essentially is about to confess the line he was going to say, and it kind of shocks Takagi because he in a way somewhat gets on a knee and he's holding his hand out. He's like, my beloved. And I'm like, whoa. And Takagi is actually shocked by this, and you see it where she's in a freaking princess dress and everything. That was originally supposed to be the thumbnail of the video. But then I saw the ending, the last thing in the episode. I'm like, okay, no, this got to be the thumbnail, most definitely. And essentially what happens is, well, it's looking like he's going to continue on with his statement, but then one of his Nishikata's friends finishes the line, and the one girl, the black-haired girl, is like, no, he's going to be our prince. I like it. But Alaska goes like, but we didn't even give Nishikata a fair shot. Like, I think I really like these two together. And obviously, the one girl's like, no, where he's the prince. And we see that what's his face? We see that Nishikata got the role of some sort of, like, I guess, dumpling or something. I'm like, what the hell? How the hell do you go from a prince to some sort of dumpling? And essentially, Takagi for kind of the rest of the episode kind of teases him on a bit of saying, we could practice together. You can pretend to be the prince and I can be obviously the princess, and you can continue your confession of love for me. And he's like, I was not confessing any love to you at all. I was just playing the role. Let's get something straight. And again, I just love it when he interrupts the class and the teacher's like, Nishikata, shut the hell up, bro. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. He's like, I'm sorry. That's funny and everything. And then the last bit of the episode is again another competition between the two. And he takes Takagi to this pond to go fish. And what I found funny is the fact that apparently Takagi, I guess, was spying on Nishikata, setting this whole thing up, because she says like, "Oh, you set this all up, huh? Just for little old me, huh?" And he's like, "Shut up! God dang it!" But essentially what happens is they're fishing and they're having a competition of who can catch the most fish. And everything. He goes and say the one who can catch 5 fish is the winner. But there's a catch. There's this really big fish I saw with my friends. If you can catch that, then you're automatically the winner. So the thing is, we see Takagi actually get some fish on like their first 2 tries and everything. And he's like, what the hell? And even too, she's even putting on the bait on correctly. And she's like, oh, don't mind me. I just know how to do this stuff because, I cook with fish and everything and things like that. And obviously he's like, you serious? And it's funny because she even said, well, I guess that's unfortunate for you. Too bad. And Nishikata even asked her, like, this is your first time, right? And she's like, yeah, I'm guessing I'm just having a lucky day, And I'm like, yeah, lucky day, all right. She is having a lucky day. And obviously he's getting pissed and everything. He's like, I gotta catch something. I gotta beat her. All of a sudden, the big fish they were talking about earlier that his friends brought up is there, and he's obviously like trying to pull it back to reel it out and everything. But the fish obviously is stronger, and well, if you're not stronger than the fish, you're gonna get pulled in by the water, and that's what almost happens. He's literally falling over, and you probably get one of the best moments of the anime as a whole, is when Takagi drops her rod, and before Nishikata falls into the pond, she wraps her arms around his, I guess, waist area, and she's holding him back in a way, hugging him essentially like her face is right near his ears and everything, or it's like literally on his shoulder, and she's holding him back. The line breaks, and they just stand there, and she's just standing there for like a few seconds, and they're embracing. And the thing is, they focus more on Takagi's hands, and she's freaking, in a way, she's hugging even tighter. And my boy Nishikata's like, what is happening right now? What is happening? Why is she hugging me like this and everything? And I'm like, yes, progress is being made. And she lets go, and she's not flustered, but you can tell, like, oh, she enjoyed that. She enjoyed hugging him, and she is a little flustered. At the same time, our boy Nishikata is just in a whole range of emotions. She goes on to say, like, well, seems like I win since your rod broke and everything, and they're rocking back, and Nishikata's just like holding his chest area, mostly where his heart's at, and he's like, what's this freaking feeling? Why is my heart pounding like crazy? And I'm like, my guy, he's in love now. Uh-oh. Takagi hit something in him to the point where I think he's got feelings now, or he's catching them feels. And all of a sudden, Takagi comes up, she's like, love. And he's like, and because the way he's saying this, he's like, what's going on with me? Like, what is this? And Takagi's like, love. And he's like, what the hell are you talking about? And she's like, I was talking about, I love this type of fish and everything. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, if this girl really read this guy's mind, I'm like, bruh, what the hell and everything. But essentially the episode ends off with them saying, well, what's gonna be your challenge? And that's when Takagi's like, well, I want you to rehearse, with me so I can get ready for my role. You can still be the dumpling and the prince. And guess what? You can confess your love for me and stuff like that. And he's like, out of your freaking life and everything. But again, this was a good episode. And just like I said earlier, we get some progress. Like, obviously we've had progress, little small progresses along the way this season. But this was at the end of season 2, where you had that one big progress moment. Here is another moment in this series we've seen so far in terms of the anime, where this is another big progress point here and everything. And this was so adorable. This was so cute. And I love these two characters. They're so made for each other. I just wonder who's gonna make the first move. So yeah, but very nice episode. Loved it. Favorite episode of the season so far. But anyways, if you guys like the video, leave a like. Put in the comment section your thoughts on this week's episode of Teasing Master Takagi-san, as well as hit the subscribe button to get more Teasing Master Takagi-san content, as well as any of the other any other of the Winter of Anime 2022 content I upload to the channel, and stuff like that. But other than that, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Hopefully, guys have a great rest of your day or night, or when you check out this video. Until then, guys, catch you guys later. Peace.